Hello and welcome to the channel, it's Erad, and in today's video I want to talk about the possibility of a new mining ship, which is something that I've done on the channel for many years. Right now in Star Citizen we only have two mining ships available. First was the Prospector a while back, a small mining ship. It's a starter with only 32 SCU of capacity. It's obviously a ship that you play solo. And then there is the Mole from Argo. Now this one is pretty good for multi-crew with a capacity of 96 SCU. But would there be something that we could possibly fit in the middle? Because after that, well, that's the Orion. The Orion is a giant mining platform. It's not even a ship at this point, but it's still a ship that has been sold many years ago, a decade ago, and that we still haven't seen, and that CIG doesn't seem to be working on right now. There might be some answers why later in this video. Well, I think that it is possible indeed to have something in between. As I said, I've been talking about it on the channel for quite some time, and I think that it wouldn't make any sense to have a mining ship that would undermine the multi-crew effectiveness of a Mole, because I don't see anything going higher than half the capacity the Mole has, which would be about 48 SCU of capacity. That is using the same laser sizes, which are size 2 mining lasers, which are more powerful and more effective. With size 2 mining lasers, you can effectively crack down larger rocks, but also easily get more valuable rocks. From my experience at least, it just gives better options as a miner and feels more effective, meaning that for every rock you can crack and do crack, you spend less time and less effort, so it is indeed a convenience. Therefore, having a larger solo miner with size 2 hardpoints that do not exceed half the capacity of the Mole would still make the Mole relevant for orgs and people who want to mine with friends on board a larger ship. And as CIG are making more and more ships year after year, I think it's important to keep in mind all the work that was done in previous ships to keep those old timers relevant. Now, that being said, how about we look at the money a ship can roughly make with 96 SCU and size 2 mining components, and how long it makes for a ship with just size 1 components and the time required to make a similar amount of money. Here, I think that a ship with only size 1 ports could very well, in fact, have a larger SCU capacity than 48 and get closer to 96. But getting to that point would have to be less profitable and more tedious. That's in my opinion, of course, but if you think otherwise, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. Now, why all this talk about a new mining ship? Well, according to some rumors that have surfaced over the internet at various reliable sources, it appears that RSI may be about to sell a new mining ship. And spoiler alert, and if you want to close your ears right now, that if you don't want to be spoiled, well, now is the time. But it seems that there might be an RSI Arastra hidden among the files of the latest 3.21.1 build in the PTU, or at least its holo viewer, and that according to its description, it is a mining ship. So this could be very well what we are going to be getting. What I said earlier was pure speculation, though. We do not have a description of the ship's capability. We don't know its capacity. Maybe it's going to be something even bigger than a Mole. We just don't know at this point. What does make sense, though, is that CIG are focusing heavily on rubber space industries around that time, and that's because of the work done on the Polaris. But they also have another ship from RSI that's been sold for a very long time, almost a decade at this point, as I mentioned earlier. It's the Orion, and maybe the Arastra is going to be that preliminary work that they need to then be working on the Orion and finishing that mining platform. So let me know in the comment section down below if you think that this might be the case. After all, now CIG has the most people working on ships that they've ever had, so it's also not a surprise to see that we are getting more ships are being worked on, and they are finally starting to eye on some of those bigger capital ships that have been in the backlog for so many years now. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. That is the end of today's video. If you enjoy my content, let me know with a little thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more Star Citizen content on a regular basis. Shout out to all my Patreons and YouTube members who do help the channel on a daily basis, including Dr. Fabin, Zero Crusher, Ducky to Ducky, and Deplorable Infidel. And also a big shout out to Vizo for upgrading his pledge and Eric Own for coming back. I have been Erad. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys in the next one.